Yo, YouTube, what's good? Today we were looking at eye-opening TikToks that will make you question reality. Hopefully you guys been liking the content, liking up the video. Help me get into the algorithm by liking the video, dropping comments, hit the sub button so you can catch the next video. Let's get right into it.
The FBI arrested a 23-year-old, which led to them uncovering a global satanic cult. Oh my goodness, this story gets dark and the details of this will give you chills. 764 was a satanic cult that finally got tracked down by the FBI. In this cult, they would target minors who struggle with mental health issues and have them live stream acts of them doing sick things. The way they would get them to do this kind of stuff was through blackmail and manipulation, and they would contact them through online platforms such as Roblox, Discord, Twitch, and SoundCloud. When they arrested this 23-year-old Almeida in his apartment in New York, they found some wild things. They found books pertaining to the Order of Nine Angels, which is a satanic occultist group. They found a blood covenant featuring a blood-smeared drawing of a hooded figure with glowing eyes surrounded with sigils of the nine angel deities. This includes Vindex, Nithra, Satan, and Abatu. At the bottom of the page is an oath, a covenant signed in blood. May the devil walk with you always, Satane Manubis, by Satan's hand in Latin.
I woke up to...
Yo, I ain't never heard about that. I don't know. I'm in New York, but to be honest, I'm happy they got busted. That's out of pocket. What are you doing? You're doing a lot. Like, you're going to extreme levels of, you feel me? Like, what are you doing?
Great news. Look at this. I know y'all been hearing about all those teens missing in Ohio and Cleveland. Well, 160 of them people have been arrested in an operation called Buyer's Remorse. And this blew my mind. It's high-ranking people, distinguished people, teachers, city workers, all type of people that you would trust in your community in this upcoming news clip. And I don't like it, but I'm happy they got caught.
Teachers, all type of shit.
As a Cleveland native, born and raised, I'm so happy to see this.
Marky, chilling indeed. I mean, these are teachers, these are coaches, nurses, retirees, people you and I would know in our communities, and it can really happen anywhere. And law enforcement say that this problem is so pervasive that even the most successful operations, like this one in Ohio or like one in Florida last week, doesn't even begin to put a dent in this problem. But it doesn't stop law enforcement from stepping up their game every single time to try to clamp down on human trafficking. Your hands up. This is one of 160 arrests made in Ohio over the past week in what law enforcement calls Operation Buyer's Remorse.
Hey! It's not just cops. Everybody that's in the fight, that's trying to help the survivors of human trafficking, is there on the ground, and every one of them is necessary.
In Polk County, Florida, more than 200 people were arrested last week in a similar undercover operation, including 35 who investigators say were living in the country illegally, and 2 alleged traffickers.
Sometimes we work an entire operation without being able to identify the human trafficker because the ladies are scared to death of them. So we think it's a big deal.
Former FBI agent and News Nation law and justice contributor Jennifer Kopendorfer says operations like this are becoming more and more frequent in order to try to clamp down on what she calls a crisis.
Now we are seeing the fruits of the labor
after
COVID being over. These investigations are being brought into fruition now. I think because of the porous border situation, where you have even more vulnerable people that are going to be susceptible and being trafficked.
This is sick.
Unfortunately, you're going to see even more of a rise in these types of cases.
Gotta keep fighting,
One thing Jennifer points out there is that so many of these human trafficking cases are getting that much more attention, so that means that they are getting more and more resources. And as you saw with Sheriff Brady in Florida there, that there were all these people standing behind him. Half of those people,
watch y'all kids, watch y'all teens. We still got more work to do, but at least we got 160 of them. I can't even say what I want to say. Talk to me in the comments.
And this is it on the screen.
Yo, listen, YouTube. We know the news is fake. That was on the news, so I don't know. But listen, honestly, that's good they got busted. We need that. We need more of that. Cause just imagine how much more people out there is like, just imagine how many more coaches, nurses, teachers is doing weird things like that. Just imagine. And we sending our children to school. Willingly. Go to school. Just go to school. Come on, we gotta think sometimes. Think for ourselves.
And this is what it
Protect your
says. It says,
kids.
World Economic Forum says that central bank digital currencies must be implanted under your skin if you want to participate in society. Okay, this was yesterday. Now let's go down and read more. It says the World Economic Forum has declared that all citizens must be implanted with a CBDC microchip in the very near future in order to be able to fully participate in society and do basic things such as purchase food and water. Man, you don't realize that this stuff is in the Bible? Let me read what the Bible says. Revelation 13:16-17, it says, He calls all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man may buy or sell unless he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. The thing is this, it don't matter if you believe pre-trib, mid-trib, or post-trib. One thing is fact. The thing is, Jesus is coming and you have to make sure that you are ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, man. Don't live in fear, but if you trust God, he will deliver us out. As always, I love y'all and I see y'all on
You see what's happening now?
Let me ask you something before we roll out. It's part 2, pretty much continuation, but let me know if you getting that chip. Are you getting that chip to participate in these smart cities, this new world that they creating? Are you getting this chip? I'm not. I'm not getting that shit. I'm with the rebels. That's how we gonna rock out.
The World Economic Forum says the central bank digital currency must be implanted under your skin if you want to participate in society. Without it, you won't even be able to purchase food, water, or access your bank accounts. This is very significant according to Bible prophecy for the last days. That's right, the last days. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. This is far from a joke.
Wow.
The rapture of the church will happen before the Antichrist is revealed. Confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead and you shall be saved. You can't earn heaven.
Let me ask you something, man. Once again, are you getting that chip?
Which is the world.
I ain't gonna lie. I will go there. I will go there just for the experience. You know what I'm saying? That's a trip worth booking. You know what I'm saying?
Largest cave that was only discovered in 1995. It's this massive opening, 6 miles of underground cave. You know, you don't see daylight for 2 days.
6 miles.
You should look at the pictures of this place. You'll love it. I mean, it's just this. It looks like something out of Avatar. I mean, this cave, you can fit New York City skyscrapers inside of it. It's so big. It has its own weather system.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's.
Where is this?
So it's in the Annamite mountain range between Vietnam and Laos. And
Let's see this. Oh my god.
yeah, there's Hang Song Doong. That's the entrance to it, and like look at the size of it. The scope of it is
So I need
massive.
something to compare it to. What am I looking at? I'm
That's
seeing
beautiful.
Yeah, those are
tents?
little
Beautiful.
tents. People.
Oh, those are tents.
There's full lake systems in there. And,
Oh my god, that's inside the tent? I mean, that's inside the cave?
Yeah, look at the wedding cake. That one right there. That's called the wedding cake.
Good
It's-
meditation
that one.
spot.
It's
When the
these
sun
pyres.
hits. Ooh.
I mean, it's the most fantastic looking thing for
Oh
scale.
my god.
Yeah,
That's insane.
it's insane. More people have summited Everest than have been through that cave.
Let me ask you. Would you go meditate on top of the wedding cake? Even if you don't meditate, would you just do it for the experience? If you booked the flight there and you went there, would you? I just want to know. I would. Because I can just imagine the energy that you're going to consume. Being out of America in unfiltered sunlight. Come on.
No, I'm not a poor baby. I'm more reptilian. Baby, I'm more reptilian. More reptilian.
She just admitted
In fact,
it.
what they had created was not a vaccine, but an anti-vaccine. Do you remember that we were told that the way out of this pandemic was to get everyone vaccinated? That was what was going to keep us safe. But what I want to show you next was that literally what has happened to Canada is exactly what happened to those laboratory animals that were tested with the vaccine against the very first SARS virus. That so-called vaccine ended up working as an anti-vaccine and made them more vulnerable to the disease than if they had not been vaccinated. So what we now have is a pandemic of the vaccinated. I'm going to show you the evidence that this so-called vaccine is actually an anti-vaccine and that it has increased people's risk. It increases your chance of getting COVID, it increases your chance of spreading COVID, and it damages your immune system to such a degree that you have a higher risk of hospitalization and death. And of course, that's what the narrative that the public health keep telling us, that even though they now admit it doesn't stop you getting COVID, it doesn't stop you spreading COVID, they say it'll keep you out of hospital, at least you won't die. And I'm going to show you the evidence for why that is absolutely false. This is a very important study that came out a few months ago from Cleveland, Ohio. This was a study done on healthcare workers, 51,000 healthcare workers that had had various numbers of COVID injections. The bottom of the graph.
Safe vaccines.
Yo, listen, man. Oh my goodness, I can't say this enough. For my people out there, my people, if you vibrating high and you got that vaccine, go detox yourself. Please go detox yourself. If you got that vaccine, go detox. Please. This is a little personal here. You feel me? Please. Let's get back into it.
You just never find a safe one. So you're saying your work is, you just think they're all suspect.
I do, and I think that's a pretty good way to saying it. Wouldn't it be great if we could take out all of the metals, all the chemicals? You know, for years when I was a board-certified emergency medicine physician working in the ER, I really thought that the only thing in a vaccine was a little dead or attenuated virus and a little bit of normal saline. It wasn't until September of 2000 that I actually read a package insert. And when I actually read a package insert and started researching all the different vaccines, I was mortified that if a child gets all of the vaccines in the entire schedule, they get almost 13,000 micrograms of aluminum, and they get almost 600 micrograms of mercury, plus over 200 different chemicals. And I had no idea. So that's why they've never been proven to be safe. And why giving your child a vaccination is like injecting foreign matter into a little baby that's the most precious little thing in your life.
Never.
Protect your kids. It's that season. It's that season. We in October. Protect your kids, man. It's serious out here. It's getting cold. It's getting chilly. Protect your children.
Learned about the history of education. I started questioning what I was doing as a teacher by reading the book Dumbing Us Down by John Taylor Gatto. I love that book so much that I decided to read other books by him, and one of the books that he wrote is An Underground History of American Education. I read through that whole book and became absolutely convinced that if people knew the history of American education, we would not be doing what we're doing. Here are some quotes from people who helped to set up our American education system. What is the purpose of industrial education? To fill the young of the species with knowledge and awaken their intelligence? Nothing could be further from the truth. The aim is simply to reduce as many individuals as possible to the same safe level, to breed and train a standardized citizenry, to put down dissent and originality. That is its aim in the United States, and that is its aim everywhere else. H.L. Mencken. If the public schools can keep the children occupied throughout the day with sports after school and homework in the evening, the parents will have less than an hour a day with their children, and the families and Christian churches' influence over them could be broken in about a generation. John Dewey. We who are engaged in the sacred cause of education are entitled to look upon all parents as having given hostages to our cause. Horace Mann. Education should aim at destroying free will, so that after pupils are thus schooled, they will be incapable throughout the rest of their lives of thinking or acting otherwise than as their schoolmasters would have wished. Yo, hang on.
There's a reason education.
Yo, whoa. Slow down. Back it up some. Hold up. Yo. That sound like the same people that wrote The Secret Covenant to me. Go look up The Secret Covenant. Go look up The Secret Covenant. You tell me. Go ahead. Drop it down in the comments. Go ahead. Yo, you gotta do. Technology's a motherfucker nowadays. Just do your homework. Do your research. That's all I'm saying. Do your homework. Do your research and let me know. The Secret Covenant. I'll give you a head start.
It sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear.
Right.
They got you by the balls.
Right.
They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right.
Right.
You had a
Yo, so what you do is when you get a group of critical thinkers, what they created was the terminology conspiracy theorists, conspiracy theories, all this shit like that. Like, listen, don't let that shit fool you. The proof is in the pudding. It's right there. Look at the world we live in. Look what we go through today. You can't tell me we're not living in weird, odd times, strange times, whatever. Whatever you want to call it, that makes you, it floats your boat. As long as you understand what the fuck is going on, we straight.
Company called Lucifer Publishing to write out the philosophical underpinnings of the United Nations. She turned it into something called Lucis Trust, which still to this day exists at the United Nations as a meditation room with a big black cube in the middle and 1,000 points of light coming through the roof. And she wrote the 10 rules for the one world government, which still exists at the United Nations today.
Yeah.
And they are, okay?
Yeah.
Take God and prayer out of education. Number 2, reduce parental authority over children. Number 3, destroy the traditional Christian family structure. Number 4, if sex is free, make abortion easy and legal. 5, make divorce easy and legal, free people of the concept of traditional marriage. 6, make homosexuality the alternative lifestyle. 7, debase art, make it run mad. 8, use media to promote and change mindset. 9, create an interfaith movement without God. And 10, get governments to make all these laws and get the churches to endorse them. Let's just say the one thing not welcome at the United Nations is God.
What?
We are living.
Yo, they out of pocket. You see what they practicing? Do you see what they practicing? Yo, and they spreading this though. They trying to spread this message. Yo, son.
Living in a computer programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed and some alteration in our reality occurs. We would have the overwhelming impression that we were reliving the present, déjà vu. Perhaps in precisely the same way, hearing the same words, saying the same words. I submit that these impressions are valid and significant. And I will even say this: such an impression is a clue that at some past time point, a variable was changed, reprogrammed as it were, and that because of this, an alternative world branched off. reprogrammed as it were, and that because of this, an alternative world branched off. Reprogrammed as it were, and that because of this, an alternative world branched off.
Wow. Yo. I ain't gonna lie, like my mind is just blown from this video so far. That's why I don't know. My bad if y'all not getting if you think these are straight genuine reactions, you hear me? Because let me ask you, do you think we live in the Matrix? Do you think there's alternate realities? I just want to know what are other people's thoughts. I know how my brain processes things, but I want to know how other people think. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? My imagination is huge. So I just want to know, is there others like me? Maybe there is. You wouldn't be here watching this video. So thank you. Hit the like button. I appreciate it.
We wish to spread our message.
And give me the principal tenets of your message.
We are a collective conscious and a cyborg sent from the year 2050, sent from a higher civilization to warn people of the incoming apocalypse.
How will it end?
With environmental disaster, technological singularity, disease, and famine.
And will you fall victim to that demise at the same time, the collective you?
Our body will. The real Orin body will, but the collective will stay alive.
And the collective will exist in what plane? I mean, will the planet still be here?
The planet will be destroyed.
Okay. Will you be mechanized by then?
We are already mechanized.
The masses.
Yo, do you believe they're already mechanized? 1, that's my first question. 2, what do you think about him being from 2050? Why they pushing the AI shit? Feel me? That's a hint, I guess. I don't know. There's so many questions with that right there. He said apocalypse, the world gonna end. Man.
Are trained to think or to believe that when you, I, or anyone else says spirit, they're talking about what the masses know as religion. Spirit means breath and nothing else. Spirituality means the art of breathing to activate the cells which have memory in them. It's also a form of what you would call body washing, baptism, if you get the whole point. You know, just like you fast to clean the cells, so is breathing also energizing the cells. You know how like when oxygen doesn't get to your pituitary gland? Same purpose, because it activates or stimulates the cells to receive knowledge, which is called gnosis, which is the philosophy and rebinding to the memories that set in your cells of your ancient mothers and fathers. And that is religion, and nothing else is. And all of the secondary layers that have been put on this principle is dogmata, has more to do with political controls than it is with nature law. Religion itself is a study of the workings of nature, forces in nature, etc. Push and pull, magnetic pulls in the earth, in the atmosphere, and the rotation of the moon around the earth and its cause and effect on the earth and on all living things, which also comprises the seasons and the elements. That's religion, cosmology. And the philosophies that go with it, the moral philosophy that's learned from life in nature itself, that's religion.
Our research shows.
Yo, look. What I got to say about that is, I always felt like it's only one true religion. And by now it's so washed down, we don't know what to believe. So you have to go with what you feel is right within yourself. If it don't feel right within yourself, you in the gut feeling, it ain't right, dude. So follow that gut feeling. A lot of people ignore that. Follow it. It's guidance. Don't be scared. It's guidance. It's your body, your spirit, your soul telling you, no, this is not for you. This is not it. Let's keep going.
Is that when you take your attention off your body, all of your attention off your body, and you go from a somebody to a nobody. If you're taking all of your attention off this three-dimensional reality, if you're not your body, if you're not the people in your life, you're not the objects or things or places or time itself, you're pure consciousness. what is going to happen to the mechanism here called your neocortex? You're going to begin to slow your brain waves down because you're not analyzing and thinking about any of those people or objects or things. And as you do that, your brain waves change. Now the brain starts to synchronize. The front of the brain starts resonating with the back of the brain. The right side of the brain and neural networks communities begin to resonate with neurons on the opposite side, and you start seeing the psychic union between two hemispheres. And the door between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind open, wide open. And now you're in the eternal present moment. All possibilities exist in the eternal present moment, and they exist as thought because the quantum is the realm of thought. So it's not like you create anything there. You just become aware of what already exists. You put your attention on it, and you begin to experience it in that realm, whatever you experience in that realm beyond space and time, and you can begin to emotionally embrace. That must manifest in three-dimensional reality. In this space and time, it's the law. Now, getting people to do that and getting better at it, we're starting to see that people can begin to create from the field instead of from matter.
Hold up, watch this video.
He said we're starting to see that. So I would assume they doing scientific studies, probably experimenting, doing some type of, hopefully not, lab rat tests. This is just for entertainment purposes only, but hopefully they're not doing that. Ain't no telling what they doing. How they know that for sure? Like, feel me? The real ones know. The real people who go within their self and meditate. I meditate. I try to be consistent. You know, we didn't grow up on it, but I feel like it's something we was definitely supposed to grow up doing. I feel energies. It's different. It's amazing. Try it for yourself. Let me know how you feel about it.
With me, this is some serious airtight evidence. Let's go ahead and run it.
Every ancient alphabet, bar none, has always from day one had a mysterious number associated with the letters. The study of that code is called gematria. The atomic mass of the elements are the numbers that equate to the mysterious letters in the ancient alphabets. What that means is when you look at human DNA, the numbers that equate to those become 1, 5, 6, and 3 literally reads, literal, God eternal within the body. It is in Hebrew and Aramaic and Sanskrit, 3 of the root languages. If there's an intentionality underlying life itself, it would make tremendous sense to me that who or whatever is responsible would somehow have left a sign. Why place that signature into something that can crumble over a few thousand years like a temple wall? Why not put it in the creation itself?
Bacon. Yo. Come on, man. Go within self. It's in our DNA. I feel like we were supposed to be meditating. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even playing that. I was just talking about meditating because I practice that, you know? I try to be consistent. It's not always easy with all these distractions around us that we grew accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not going to say I'm perfect, but I do practice it. Try it out, man.
It is now processed and even pre-cooked in factories.
All the bacon lovers out there, check it out.
It all starts with a load of skinned dog carcasses. Most factories elect to use dogs because it's cheaper than pork, and customers can rarely taste the difference.
For all of the bacon lovers, run that back and tell me how you feel. Look at this. Zombie beetle being controlled by parasite after death. Look at this. That shit is empty. Man.
Nah, I'm on.
Yo. I seen a little video, a little clip before. I'm sure you have too, where there was a dude saying that they're doing some type of studies on fungus from mushrooms, and that's, you know, it's not too far fetched from what he was going with. So do your research.
I'm trying to listen to me. I done worked in the chicken factory for 14 years. We breeding frogs with chickens now. So frickin'.
Yo. What the fuck was that? About California and the whole West Coast? What? Ain't no way.
The FBI arrested.
Oh, listen, man. He said, they said the whole West Coast and some of the East too. I seen it. Run it back if you got to. Let me know how you feel about that, man, because that's out of pocket. Like, when is that supposed to go down? So, it's like, is it true that the cities were sinking like they actually said? And they told us not to panic when we probably should actually panic ahead of time. Hopefully you guys stuck through the video. I appreciate you. Like the video so I can get into the algorithm. Hit the comments. Come on, man. Talk to me. Let's get some intellect going. Haven, we out of here.